Kyle, I'm quitting the show.
Oh.
I invested heavily in Dogecoin 3 months ago, and now I'm a millionaire. Hello and welcome back to Good Bad Media, the show watch travel movies and television. I'm your host, Mr. Brian Shilligo, joined as always by the other host, Mr. Kyle Hinton. It's the 123rd, third. In the early 120s, I've lost count.
You get up this high and you're like, whatever.
Once I passed 100, man, it was like, fucking who cares? Yeah. it's an episode. It's another one. So today we're covering a patron request. Yes. Somebody had messaged us about this film.
In a classic,
classic of good bad cinema.
Yeah, just put out a string of sequels, which I was like, why?
Because this first movie made some money, a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of money. It had a budget of like 800 million or 800,000, 800 million. Man, I don't know where it went, but like 800,000, and it made like 1.8 million. So, it made a little bit of money. It's a 1993 film. What other film came out in 1993, Kyle?
God, I don't know.
Couldn't have been
Jurassic Park.
Clever girl.
Yeah. So apparently this was meant. By the way, it's Carnosaur. That's the film. It was meant to compete with Jurassic Park, apparently, and it's based on a novel, which I didn't know. This one is. I knew the Jurassic Park was.
Yeah.
But eventually they changed, and the guy who wrote the novel actually wrote this screenplay, but by the time it ended up being filmed and got to screen, it was so different from his version that he only has like an original story credit as opposed to a screenwriter credit.
Brian, all I can say is that is one big pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
Man, you right out of the gate with that one. You could have held that one. You could have held that close to the
I wasn't going to let you get it.
Oh man. So they also filmed this movie in 18 days.
Good
That's
Lord.
a nuts. I mean, it's not a long movie. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's still a crazy shooting schedule. And most of it was filmed at night. I feel like the majority, in order to like make the dinosaurs look a little less terrible.
Yeah.
Which I will say, they don't look like the models don't look terrible.
No, but
the animation and shooting of them looks fucking terrible. Also, fun fact. Speaking of Jurassic Park. This film stars the evil scientist lady. I don't remember what her name is.
Dr.
something Prince Trip or something like that. Prince Trip.
I had it for a second. Jane Tiptree.
Tiptree. That's Tiptree. It. I knew there was something with Tip or whatever. That actress, Diane Ladd, Laura Dern's mom.
Really?
So in the same year,
that is weird.
She was in this movie while Laura Dern was in.
Let me ask you something. This. Whenever I watched it, I watched her giving a performance. I was like, were they trying to get Carrie Fisher?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell?
I was like, oh no, it's discount Carrie Fisher. Oh no.
Set of instructions for the reproductions of the species. Nothing I could say or do would bring your daughter back. But you can contribute to the next generation.
I mean, she does a good job, though, I think, relatively speaking, for this role. But yeah, that's Laura Dern's mom. I had no idea. Nuts. And so, yeah, it's like, boy, talk about different, like in the same, like going to each other's premieres, and like she goes to Jurassic Park and she brings Laura Dern to Carnosaur. God. Oh, fucking wild. And so we'll get right into the movie. They do one thing right compared to Jurassic Park is they're talking about so this is similar. Like there's a scientist who's genetically modifying or using gene splicing to take dino DNA, and
bingo, dino DNA.
Splice it into another animal. But in Jurassic Park, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they talk about using frogs.
We use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code.
Or something like that. And where in this one, it's chickens, which makes sense because they are basically dinosaurs are fucking birds.
Dinosaurs are giant birds.
Birds are fucking dinosaurs.
I love it.
And they're not frogs, so it actually kind of makes sense. So we open up on after the opening credits, which are just like it's like a chicken processing factory for some reason. We open up into like a shadowy boardroom. It's like a cheap knockoff version of Stanley Kubrick movie. The bomb movie. What the fuck is it? It's got a long title. Doctor Strangelove. I kept thinking of the second half of the title, or how I learned to stop, or how I learned to love the bomb, or whatever it is.
Right. There's no fighting in the war room.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Yeah. But that, like, it kind of looks like the war. It's like that dark, shady, like boardroom with like severe like lighting.
What it kind of reminded me of was Game Over, where they were holding the computer.
Yes.
And everything.
Yeah. Because it's about that level of production value. And I love they're all sitting around like this shadowy cabal is like discussing their gene whatever they're doing, and they're all drinking Coke.
Yeah, I love how incredibly like laid back and dismissive a lot of people are in this. Like the head dude just like eating crackers and shit.
Yeah.
And just being like, how the project, this project's good. Yeah, just fucking.
I also love how Coke will apparently let any fucking movie shill their product. And they were like, we don't give a shit. Yes, if we'll pay you $10 or whatever to fucking drink Coca-Cola in our movie.
Hey, it worked. Sometimes that's all you need for the budget. I mean, look at Rock and Roll Nightmare.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, Rock and Roll Nightmare. It's like, fuck, man. How do we get that Coca-Cola money? I mean, I wonder if they're a little more stingy these days with what they allow. I don't know.
I know. Adam Sandler gets a lot of his budget from.
That's true. But is it Coca-Cola? No, his is cruise lines. His is like fucking.
Oh no, there's a part
where
was it Jack and Jill where they're at the movie theater and all the cups are turned so the logo faces.
Oh,
the
is
screen.
it? I've never actually seen it.
I'll put a still of that.
But there's also because in that one isn't it too like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or something that they go to?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's Al Pacino, like, ranting about or yelling about fucking mocha frappa lattes or something. I don't whatever.
Everyone wants my Dunkachino. Can't get enough of my Dunkachino.
So then there's the every scene in the beginning of this movie, I felt like they cut half of the scene off. Like they edited, they cut away before the scene was over. And
this has a weird problem because now it's not like you have a film and you're cutting down for audience experience. Now you have like no footage and you're trying to build, like you're trying to make gaps happen. You're trying to bridge them.
They clearly don't have connecting tissue for a lot of the shit in this movie, but in particular in the beginning, I was like, we were watching a scene and then it would end and we'd move on to the next scene. And I felt like we should have had another like couple minutes of the previous scene. And it happened like over and over again.
The chickens.
Forget it. Just the coldest going around. Everybody's getting it.
But there's some people driving a truck and they're like transporting chicken. There's multiple truck drivers with chickens in this movie, and I don't know where they're all going because they die at different times to dinosaurs.
I know. Well, like there's one of them that it feels like there's some that are truck drivers for the chicken factory, and there's other ones that are working with the facility,
Eunice or whatever it's called, Eugenice or something like that. It's like a eugenic, or I think it's a play on like eugenics, but it's because it's gene whatever. But it's very strange. So we find out though that this Tiptree, Dr. Tiptree, she's doing genetic experiments on chickens to turn them into dinosaurs. And we don't know why yet, but we'll figure that out eventually. It's a very fun reason. We'll get there at the end. It's wild. But I love one of the opening shots that we see is somebody comes across, I think it's one of the truck drivers or somebody, goes into the back and there's like a chicken egg.
Yeah.
Or like a giant, it's like a dinosaur egg. It looks like an ostrich size. And like a little hole gets poked in it. And we get like a first person shot out of the hole of the egg. And then I guess we're to assume that the dinosaur launches out of the egg like a missile and hits the guy. I was like, wait a second. How does that work? All right, cool. They're just dinosaurs. They're not like aliens or something.
Instantly they become killing machines.
Yeah, like a tiny little thing I guess can just propel itself like a missile out of this fucking egg. And then Clint Howard shows up. Clint Howard's in this.
Of course, it's a B movie from the '90s. Of course, Clint Howard's in it.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. But we start setting up a part. So we're setting up these two things, and one of them is the chickens that are turning into dinosaurs and killing people. And we get to see very little of it at the beginning. And the other thing we're setting up is people in town are getting sick.
Hey, Merle, how are you? Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Getting like a fever and stuff, and we're like, we don't know what's going on with this. And I was very confused because when I saw the title or like the setup of this movie and like assumed I read like the little blurb about it, I assumed I knew what it was just like, oh no, dinosaurs got loose or they're eating people because some scientists.
You know, that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like it's setting up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no.
Also,
it's
pandemic.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I was not expecting that B plot to this story, which is also the A plot. It's just a weird version of the A plot, and you don't know what the sickness has to do with anything until the very end of the movie,
where it just goes off the rails.
Where it goes off the fucking rails completely. We'll get there. And I was really hoping at this point, though, when people were getting sick, I was like, holy shit, are they going to turn into dinosaurs? And it's not too far off. It's not too fucking far off, because I was like, I'm on board if they turn into dinosaurs. And then we're introduced to, and I don't even know his name because it's not important, our main protagonist.
It's just Doc.
They call him Doc. And he is I thought he was like a deputy or something at first, but he's a night guard, like a security guard for a company that is doing construction or something.
I thought since like Doc, I thought he was like a geologist.
No, they say he says I'm the night guard. I just watch all this construction equipment.
With it, I'm just the night man. I just maintain the machines. I try and protect them from people like you.
Like that's why he's like chasing the people out at the beginning. Is he's like the night watchman basically for this construction site. Weird. Yeah, and I think Doc's just his nickname, but he. He's protecting these construction site for this company, and some people show up and start doing stuff, and it's like Greenpeace. It's like Greenpeace basically that we find out eventually, and this is where we're introduced to the Alice, right? I believe
it's Anne.
Anne, that's her name.
She has the greatest name in cinema history. Her name is Anne Thrush.
She says that to him at one point in a few minutes in the movie. She says, "Call me." He goes, "Thrush. What kind of name is Thrush?" And she goes,
Thrush. What kind of name is that?
Well, it used to be Anne, but it's Thrush now.
Well, my name used to be Anne, but now it's Thrush. And I'm like, what? And I'm assuming what that implied to me is we find out she's like part of like a hippie commune, basically. Like she lives on a commune. And so I assume like, okay, that's her like commune name, right?
So is your name fucking Yeast Infection?
Yeah. Why did they I would be so mad if I joined a hippie commune and they're like, you shall be scabies. And I'm like, what is that shit? Thrush? Why did you name me after a fucking weird fungal infection babies get in their goddamn mouths? Like, why is that? Why is that my name? God. I hate it. Oh, it's so fucking funny. But so he sees her the night before doing some sabotaging equipment basically, and he catches her, but then he passes out drunk
because he's drunk. Yeah, he just gets completely shit faced.
Yeah, and she escapes.
Yeah, she's like, all right,
and then we cut to the next morning, and the sheriff takes him to the commune because he thinks that's where they came from.
The sheriff has also been investigating the deaths of
the truck driver or whatever who we saw earlier, and he's like, do you see any of them here? Or do you see her, the person here? And he looks right at her for like 30 seconds.
Nope.
No. And at this point, I was like, why? They didn't have an interaction last night that would make me feel like this is where this was going. He's just drunk and passes out, and she was there.
So like the sheriff seems pretty like on the level and stuff. He seems,
he's
but then like he takes this guy here to identify this person. And then he just leaves him there.
Yeah. And he's also apparently an idiot because our guy looks straight at one person for like 30 seconds who then nods at him. And he's like, no, I don't see them here anywhere.
That'd be like, all right, I'm going to take you to this area. You're going to, because you're going to point out somebody. Oh, you didn't find the person and you're accusing one of these people of doing doing something. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good time. Welcome back to town, buddy. And again, it was so annoying to me that they make this relationship a thing because they have one interaction that's at all meaningful, like halfway through the movie. But before this moment where he's like, no, I won't turn her in. I don't even know how he remembers her because he was drunk the whole time the night before. It's so stupid.
He can't even shoot straight. He has a fire in his...
He's like falling over and shit. It's pretty great.
Hold it! I got a gun! I can't shoot for shit! Aim for your legs and blow your brains out.
Then I was like, uh-oh, and then we cut to some kids being drunk and horny, which we know that means they're fucking dead.
Instant death.
Time for them to die for their grave sins. And they get mauled by a hand puppet.
Yeah.
Which is delightful. So the dinosaurs in this movie, or the Carnosaurs, I should say, are a combination of like animatronics, miniatures, hand puppets, rubber. Apparently, they also had like a 16-foot tall rubber one or something like that. But I don't know where they use that. I guess it shows up occasionally. But some of the early scenes we get is the little hand puppet because they're growing, I guess, over the course of the film, and it's amazing. There's one shot in particular after it mauls these kids and kills them all, where it's like a sunset. Yeah, and it's a little hand puppet's like
a silhouette.
And the sound they use for the dinosaurs early on in the movie is so weird. It's like robotic almost. It's like,
I thought it was like a laser or something.
It sounds like a laser or something. By the end, it kind of sounds more like what you would think a dinosaur sounds like. But when early on in the movie, it sounds super fucking weird.
Maybe they were going for like the sound that like alligators make.
I guess.
Have you ever heard baby alligators?
No.
They sound like lasers.
Do they?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Good afternoon, Brian. How can I help?
Play video of baby alligators.
Here are some videos of baby alligators I found on the web. Take a look.
Play second video. I don't know if that'll work or not. Nope, I just gotta click it. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Right?
We're just like cut over like centipedes, like the video. You're like, they're very adorable, and you can't see. Kyle, you have to download this video. It's called Baby Crocodile Sound. Oh, sound like Galaga. Anyways, fantastic. They also later on they're driving around and they actually stumble across the it's just a little scene I wanted to talk about. They stumble across one of the truck drivers or something who's dying, Ann and Doc.
Yeah.
And he's like saying something over and over again. And I love that he's like, what is he saying? And she's like,
I can't tell. I think he's speaking Spanish.
I don't know. I can't understand him. I think he's speaking Spanish. And then he says it again and she goes, oh, he's saying this. And I'm like, wait, so can you not understand Spanish or can you? Because she goes, I think he's saying it's eating me or something like that.
He says it's eating him.
What?
I guess he means the pain.
It's like, wait, so you do understand what he's saying.
Also, I mean, being second language and dying, some things might get lost in translation.
Yeah, that's true. Then there's another truck driver scene where these guys die, and I recognized one of the actors. I don't know who he was, but the guy who was driving the truck, I think, looked super familiar. But it's these two guys driving, and I love that Dr. Tiptree is watching this on security cameras.
So these are the guys that I think work for the other company.
Yeah, this is the guy that got scratched in the face, like one of them by a chicken or whatever.
That makeup is,
yeah,
fantastic.
It's great. But she's watching this on security cameras, and it's the things that every bad movie does, where the footage she has is just the footage they shot for. It's not any camera that would exist in the world. It's like a shot out of the window through the side of the window. Like, what camera is that?
What?
It's so stupid. I love it so much. And then I got to talk a little bit too. I recognize this actor. I think he might have been in Scrubs or something. The guy who's the main guy villain, like I don't know if he like as a like head of the company or something.
DARPA, because of like
is he from DARPA?
Well, they have like
there's the company,
and then like
I think he is part of DARPA. But there's a scene where he's laying on a table, feeding blueberry pie to a senator.
Oh yes,
like weird. Whispering to him. It's incredible, and like it's amazing. And I recognize that guy. I think I recognize him from like Scrubs or something, because I was like, I know this guy from something.
Ned Bellamy.
Is that Bellamy?
That might be it. Yep, Scrubs. Dr. Green.
Called it. Boom, I'm a genius. All right. I've also just happened to watch that show like 8 times. So.
But yeah, he's feeding this like was senator, governor, whatever.
He's a senator.
Yeah, he's like now this will stay perfect on a shelf, unrefrigerated for months. It's incredible technology.
Yeah. For up to 18 months without losing one blueberry's worth of flavor or freshness.
It's made with amniotic fluid.
Yeah, goat amniotic fluid or something.
Which is like, oh.
The guy spits it out immediately and is like, yeah, it's pretty great. I love that scene, though, how fucking weird he is, just laying on the table face to face with the senator. It's so strange. Then I gotta explain this scene. I don't know who this is or what this is. There's that guy right after this. A guy walks in who's like crying, looking for his daughter.
Yeah.
What is that?
I have no clue. Because, well, obviously they're trying to set up, well, they need the females for like a certain thing. For,
right, yeah, which we'll find out we'll get to later.
So my guess is that she was just picked up. Like, obviously there's no setup. There's no real direction here.
No.
But the implication is
she was kidnapped or something. And he's, or maybe he was a worker for the company, or I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyways, because he seems to know her, it seems to know who this doctor is. But anyway, so she sends him... She goes, like, go through this.
Yeah, through a tunnel full of pipes and steam and all that.
It's like a generic bad movie, like, we got a tunnel with pipes in it.
Yeah.
It's a lab, I don't know. And yeah, he starts coughing, and then he gets to this end of this tunnel.
And it turns into a light show.
And it literally turns into a laser room.
Yeah.
Full of weird lights with a dinosaur in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the lasers cut his hand off?
Yeah, they cut his hand off, and then he just gets eaten by a dinosaur.
Why do they... I was so confused by this room and why it's full of lasers and not just a room with a dinosaur in it. I mean, I know why it is for the movie, so that it have cool lasers and shit. But, like, I don't understand the thought process in the world of the movie.
How long do you think... That seems like a lot of work to set up that laser effect and stuff like that, just to have it be, like...
Oh, well, no, it's just, like, one light. It's just, like...
No, that wasn't just one light. That was, like... A light from top, a light from...
There's one from behind the dinosaur, and then there's one coming in from the top. I think it's only a couple lights. Okay. I think it's just like... Because it's one of those, like... club... It's one that specifically is, like, a laser, like, thing. I think it might only be 1 or 2 lights, but it's so stupid. It doesn't... It's incomprehensible.
There is one shot later with it that looks really freaking good.
There's some, it looks, it's fine. Like, there's the part where a guy sticks his hand through it, and, like, it's a cool looking light, and they were able to shoot it at least competently enough to be able to see it. They pumped the room full of, dry
it's
ice
like
whatever.
It's like everything 80s in one shot. It's where Doc shows up there later, and he's like silhouette inside.
It's great. It's a good moment.
It looks like a poster shot.
That's why they did it. They're like, okay, we got to have a cool shot for the poster or something. I bet it's on the back of the... Wait, didn't I put it over? Did we get this in the mail?
Yeah, we got this one in the mail at one point.
Oh, fuck. I don't know where it's at. There's so many movies back here now. Was it a recent one?
Yeah.
Probably would be over here. Godzilla, that's not it.
Nope.
Dragon Wars.
Nope.
War, that's not it. Was it part of a pack? Did we get...
I think it was part of...
There it is. We got all 3 of them, baby.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. There's the first one.
The dinosaur shot's on the back. Not the...
Oh, great.
Not the one shot you talked about.
Damn.
Damn, indeed. I feel like we never see that shot in the movie. Like, the whole, like, well-lit, like... I guess we see it kind of, but that's, like... way more well lit than anything we see in the movie. Anyways, so they've been talking about how all these people are going dead. Our buddy's at the diner where everybody's sick again. Everybody's got a fucking
and good
fever.
Lord, the chef is like just
Coughing on the food.
and then sitting it out.
Side gravy.
Hey, that's your cholesterol.
Oh, it's good.
There's a scene later where the sheriff goes home to his wife, and she's like,
I have a touch of it myself, and the girls. Seems like we have a fever.
oh, me and the girls are both sick. We're not feeling well. And he goes, oh, you should have told me that. And as soon as he says that, he goes, go to bed. I'll bring you breakfast. And he kisses her right on the mouth. And I'm like, yep, that tracks. that absolutely tracks. That works.
Yep.
Then the thing that I thought was interesting, and I called this, and I didn't know this was going to happen, is that one guy that's like out of towner sitting in one of the booths, and he's like,
excuse me, would y'all mind not talking so loud? You're upsetting my wife. She's pregnant, you know?
And I was like, with a dinosaur?
Well.
And I was like, holy shit. We'll get there. And then there's a great, this is like the best like gnarly scene in the movie where all the hippies chain themselves to the stuff, and then the dinosaur shows up and eats them all.
What's the worst thing that could happen if you chain yourself to all the machinery?
Well, a Tyrannosaurus Rex shows up and bites your fucking face off, apparently. That one dude, that's a pretty good shot, a pretty good effect shot. The one guy gets his face bitten and they cut to it. His face is gone.
It's like caved in.
Yeah,
it's great.
And there's also the girl chained to like the tire, gets her leg bit. And then, my favorite part of that moment, and after her leg gets bit off, and I assume they're going for like a she's in shock, which I guess works, but she's just sitting there and she just looks down and is like, huh. Oh. It's like,
okay.
All right. Which I know, that's like a, they're in shock kind of thing, which, but it's still just funny. So they're growing. The dinosaurs are growing rapidly. They're getting bigger as the movie goes on and on and on. So by the end, we have our huge 16-foot rubber dinosaur. But one of our guys, Doc, comes across, and again, none of this stuff connects like at all, but Doc comes across the body of the truck, the dead guys who were driving the truck, and they get a radio call, and they're like, Unit 1, are you there? Unit 1.
Unit 1, come in. Unit 1, have you found it? What's your status? Unit 1, report.
Unit 1 just reported. He's got it.
Okay, so obviously the first thing that should come to your mind is, let me put on a uniform of one of these guys and then act like I have the corpse of
a dinosaur. Well, he says, but it's not a corpse. He pretends it's like the sedated body of a dinosaur because they're like, we need it alive or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like,
And so he's putting up this act the entire time for like what feels like no reason. There's no reason for him to think of this.
It's such a weird, like what motivated him to be like, oh, well, clearly I should go to he doesn't know anything about this factory. Or this company. He doesn't know anything about any of this. Why would he think that I should break into this place? He
wheels it down and then he finally meets discount Carrie Fisher.
Yes. And he's now in the office with her, and she basically explains what's going on.
This is where things start getting
fucking batty.
Yeah.
Fucking bonkers. It's incredible. I also love this movie has the recurring theme that's like a great movie like trope of we have at least 2 scenes of somebody like walking through around chickens while eating a bucket of fried chicken.
Yes, Clint Howard is just walking through a chicken farm eating chicken.
And gets his fucking head ripped off.
Yeah, he does.
Which is an improvement for Clint Howard. So. He's an interesting looking human being, Kyle. That's all I'm saying. He's fun. I like Clint Howard whenever he shows up and stuff.
So he's asking for an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
And her reasoning behind her motivation to do all this is next grade fucking crazy.
Yes. She explains that basically, she is also like it's kind of like the fucking she's Agent Smith from like basically where
wants to reset things to like 0.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague.
Human species is a disaster, and they gotta be stopped.
Yeah, she's like, we're destroying the world. We're a virus. They're a virus. And she's like, I'm going to turn everybody into dinosaurs, or kill us all and let dinosaurs re-inhabit.
Her logic was, we need to revert things to what it was like when Earth was like most green and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, that was the age of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It is time to end the age of man.
Yeah.
And return it to the dinosaurs.
A green, fertile planet with peaceful beings.
It's like they had their chance, lady.
What the hell?
But we find out too, and this is where it happens. Susan, her like assistant or whatever,
yes,
who's been like relaying calls to her the whole movie, is sick, and she comes down to her office. She goes, "Come down, I need to check you out." And I swear to God, when she checks her out, she puts an IV drip under her. Is that not what that was? She's like, I got to take your temperature here, put this under your tongue. And I swear it's the end of an IV.
Yeah, it was like reading everything from like pulse, temp, and O2 stats and whatnot.
That's not what that is. I'm pretty sure that's an IV. Okay, sure, great.
Okay. They sit her down, and she immediately goes into labor.
Yes. And he's like, she's in labor. Doc's like, she's in labor. And she's like, get her over here on the couch or whatever. And she goes into labor. And Kyle, she fucking births a dinosaur.
Yes.
There are some incredible Foley sound effects here during the birthing scene that are nauseating. It's real gross. So yeah, she gives birth to a fucking dinosaur. Yeah, my notes here said, wait, she's not turning into a dinosaur. She's birthing a dinosaur.
Yes. Which I think the illness, what it does is it goes in to whatever it inhabited.
Yeah.
Habits goes to the eggs.
Yeah, and it says it like rewrites the DNA or whatever is what the Carrie Fisher said.
All of the potential for greatness in man is in the DNA. And just a pinch of it goes very far in the mix.
And it's just like, here, rapidly produced dinosaur.
Yeah. Totally plausible, realistic premise for your film. It's incredible though. But then, so I gotta talk about this scene because after she dies, like immediately after she gives birth to Sandra, and then we cut to the sheriff at home, like reading a bedtime story to his family.
Yes.
And then he leaves to go hunt the dinosaur that I don't even know that he knew about.
Yes, he does because he was making an omelet. Whenever he say, "I'll make you breakfast."
Oh, he found that little tiny.
Yeah, he found a little
dinosaur.
tiny dinosaur.
That's right.
I do also love
that.
how he does. He puts on like a really apron.
Yeah,
yeah. It's great.
I got an apron, Kyle. It's not a frilly one, but I got an apron.
But he starts cracking an egg and he drops it. It's like green.
Yeah, it's like green. Well, he keeps opening them and they're being like green.
And this one has a dinosaur in it.
And he just holds it like, huh. All right.
So he takes it to the town doctor, and they like, this is a freaking dinosaur.
You got yourself a dino here, doc or sheriff. But then he decides he needs to go hunt a dinosaur now, and it's such a weird because again he found this little dinosaur, but now he's like, all right, it's my time to go murder the dinosaur. I don't know what motivates that moment.
But this dinosaur has been like going through town, breaking windows and eating puppies.
It goes into a pet store and it's like eating animals in a pet store, but it left the birds because it's like, hey, what's up?
We're good.
And I love it. So he fucking murders the shit out of a giant rubber dinosaur, shoots it right in the chest or the neck or something with a shotgun, and it falls over, and he walks up to it. And could you tell what he fucking said to it? I backed it up like 4 times.
No.
He has a one-liner that I cannot parse what it is. I turned on the YouTube captions, and it was like, thank you, peace for now. It was like nonsense because YouTube captions couldn't figure out what it said.
I just want some peace and quiet.
Anyways, and he goes to shoot it again. And then I don't understand the logistics of this.
So it like, it doesn't make any sense why he would be over it like that. But
he would have to be straddling it.
It kicks its claw right into
his abdomen, like comes out of his chest, like out of his stomach. And it's a huge fucking, and again, they're going for like the, you know, the raptor, like kind of curved claw thing, but it's fucking gigantic and it comes through his chest. And again, I'm not sure the angle and how that is weird.
But he's able to get the second shot off. Boom.
And now
everybody's
dead. Everybody's dead. And then I love too. So then the DARPA or whatever has a little meeting, and they're like, "Well, this shit's out of control. What are we gonna do? I guess we'll just let everybody die and breed a new super species of women."
It would take some time, but we could breed a new generation of females.
What the fuck? And I love when he says that, the woman in the meeting, just like, her reaction is like, the fuck are you guys talking about? It's incredible.
So DARPA's solution for this is to send in a containment unit.
Yeah.
And literally just fucking kill everyone.
They murder everybody. It's incredible. There's a scene of them walking through like the clinic, like the town doctor, just going down. They're all asleep for whatever reason. I guess it's in the middle
one
of the
guy
night.
is bringing his wife or whatever, and they take the wife away, and then they take him out of his car and like bring him a few feet away and just shoot him.
Yeah, it's a fucking amazing. Just guys in fucking you know, big bubble suits walking around murdering everybody. I love it so much.
Our guy Doc is able to.
He gets the serum.
Yes.
He's like, you must have a serum, like an antiviral, basically, for this. And she goes, yeah. And I don't understand this, Kyle. He grabs the serum out of the. We see a shot of him grabbing the serum, and then he runs down and through that tunnel that the guy did earlier into the room with the dinosaur.
Yes.
Why did he do that?
Because he's really, really stupid.
I was like, that's not the way you came into the place. Yeah. Why did you go that way? Because it would make sense if she was like, that's where the serum is, and he had to go, you know what I mean? Like, and he went down there to get it. But he already has the serum. He goes down there.
But he has something the other guy didn't have. A gun.
A gun. Fucking shoots. Does he shoot him? Or? No, he shoots the lasers.
He shoots so he can get out. And we get to a point where the dinosaur is because it's a T-Rex basically, and it can't climb ladders.
Yeah. Yeah.
He climbs through a pipe, walks off, and the T-Rex is just pounding the cement wall over and over.
Very upset that he can't climb that ladder. And then we find out that Dr. Tiptree
infected herself,
and she's giving birth to a dinosaur, and she gives herself a fingernail C-section.
Yes.
And I was like, this movie thinks one, human fingers and fingernails are way stronger than they are, and two, human flesh is way easier to rip than it is.
But yeah,
because she just
rips it up,
her stomach
and then it's like straight from Alien.
Yeah. It was fucking wild. I was like, that's not, you couldn't, nope. I don't care if you have cool long fingernails. I don't think you could pull that off. And then she dies, but having given birth to her dinosaur offspring. And then so our guy makes it back to the thing, and he gives her a shot of the.
Yeah, and then they're trying to
get out run away, and they get in bobcats.
Yes.
They both hop in bobcats.
Awesome. You know what? Screw it. That's a better sponsorship than Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Yes. They hop in bobcats, and I was, as soon as I saw them driving these bobcats versus the size of the dinosaur, I was like, the dinosaur's just gonna tip it over.
Yeah,
it was exactly what fucking.
Yep. I do like how they clearly constructed a mini bobcat.
Yes, a little tiny bobcat,
like a little RC car.
Yeah, you can tell.
It's great.
I love it. But she's still driving, and she doesn't know how to drive this.
Yeah.
He goes, "This is the throttle. Go that way."
Yeah.
Dude, this is the throttle. Okay, you just pull it back and just keep going.
And then she somehow turns around, comes back, and is using the bucket. She figured that out while she was driving, I guess. But his tipped over, so he gets in hers, and they use it to disembowel the giant fucking...
It was not, and then they knock it over, and it's
dead. Oh, he yells, he gives his one-liner, Kyle. His one-liner is, wait.
I hate wildlife.
I hate wildlife.
What the fuck?
What a terrible one-liner. I was like, guys, you're extinct? Maybe? I'm sure that's been used in other stuff, but who fucking cares? Here's a good one if you want to make a jab at Jurassic Park. Go back to the Jurassic, you motherfucker. Or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then you get a fun jab at I don't know. It's Call Me the Meteor. That's my favorite. Call me the meteor. Boom.
But he gets her back into the trailer thing that they're
Yeah. Kyle, I was so unprepared for this ending. What the fuck is this ending?
And then, so he's on the radio listening to these truckers who are getting like either eaten by a dinosaur or it's like, oh look, the military's here. I bet they're here to help. In movies, when has that ever been a thing?
Never been the case. It's never been the case. But they fucking walk in.
Yeah. With gun, shoot the shit out of him.
They shoot him like it reminded me of the scene from oh god, I can't remember the name of the movie where what's his name? Holy fuck. From multiple the wrestler.
Mickey Rourke?
No, not the wrestler. The guy who was a wrestler who's
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, from No Contest.
No Contest, where he gets unloaded into like 1,000 times. He gets shot like 50 times.
several times in the front, and then he's then he's in the back,
and then keeps shooting him. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he used his body to save her. You know what I mean? That's what I was like, oh, she survived because he like blocked all the bullets or whatever. And then the guy pulls out a flamethrower,
and they just light everything up. And we end on the what's the name of the guy?
Alfred E. Newman. Yeah, the Mad Magazine guy.
Yeah, it just burns perfectly.
His first face from the mouth burns open, creates a black void, and the credits roll.
And the credits roll backwards.
Yes,
fucking weird.
They thought that was super clever because the way they did that because the way the poster burned, so that it could come down from the top. They were like, oh, we're fucking brilliant. That ending, I couldn't believe that was the ending.
It's just like, hey, guess what? No payoff.
Nothing. Literally nothing. Just everybody died, but not in like an interesting way. It's just
I guess the government covered it up. That's the most you could say.
Yeah, that's what they're going for, but it just it felt like they ran out of time, like to do the ending, so they just fucking ended it. Yeah, it's like you all died. Everybody dies. We burn it all down. The end. I don't know. Fucking amazing.
It would have been nice if they would have had like at the end like a baby dinosaur escaped or something like that.
Yeah, something to set up Carnosaur 2.
Yeah.
Which I wonder what the premise is.
I mean, something had to survive. That's the only way it can make sense.
It sounds like a completely different... A crew of technicians is sent into a top-secret mining facility to investigate a mysterious power shortage. There, deep inside the cavernous tunnels, they discover a horrifying evolution that has occurred in complete defiance of Mother Nature. Dinosaurs have returned from extinction to wreak vengeance upon mankind. That sounds like they were their own thing.
Okay.
Whatever.
Thanks, guys.
Fucking, man, this is a good bad movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes. Super short. Just nuts. Just fucking rubber dinosaurs.
Clint Howard getting decapitated.
Clint Howard getting his head ripped off while eating fried chicken. What's not to love? What's not to love about this fucking weird-ass movie? It's very ridiculous, and I'm glad there's two more. I've heard the second one is actually like significantly better, like of a film. Okay. Not probably not good still, but I've heard it's better. I guess one day
I'll need this to grab the video anyway, so I'll just check it out.
There you go. Perfect. Oh, God. That's going to do it for this episode. As always, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/GBorBB. Support us for $25 something whatever dollars a month. You can go to ppublic.com and search for Good, Bad, or Bad Bad. You can get pillows, masks, shirts, whatever you want. All kinds of coffee mugs. I had coffee this morning out of my GBorBB mug.
Hell yeah.
It was delightful. You can also follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/GBorBB_Brian, GBorBB_Kyle, where we stream stuff occasionally. Kyle has been streaming Hitman. Katie and I occasionally stream Jackbox games and stuff, so you can look out for that.
Brian plays Hades, but he doesn't want to stream it.
I have 210 hours logged in Hades, and I've streamed it once, and I haven't. But yeah, I don't know. I like to just play it. I don't like to It's weird. Anyways, I may stream some more stuff because I literally just can't stop playing Hades. It's so good. It's like the best game I've played maybe ever. There was something else. Oh, your movie.
Yes. Yes. So from what I've heard, it is coming to availability. You can buy an actual copy of it from Amazon, I believe mid-March, and it will be in all available Walmarts coming April 1st.
Probably in the Midwest.
Probably in the Midwest.
There you go. Also, here's the thing. If you get a copy on DVD and you mail it to us, Kyle will sign it and we'll mail it back to you. But it is available to stream on Amazon right now. You can go rent it for like $3 or $4. So, or maybe buy it.
You can enjoy my handiwork.
So good. So good. That's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, keep watching movies, especially
Carnosaur.
Carnosaur.
Rise of the dinosaurs. Not really.